With a name like theirs, you'd think secretary birds are some kind of sweet indoor pet. But you'd be terribly wrong. These lanky raptors are nightmares to not just snakes, but any other animal that dares cross their path. But how badass are we talking? How can this be revered as a deadly predator? Let's get into it. Secretary birds are scientifically known as Sagittarius serpenarius, which translates to archer of snakes. They're known to stomp vegetation to flush out prey, then strike with their bill or kick the crap out of their victims, and these carnivores do so efficiently, boasting one of the most vicious kicks in the bird kingdom. They kick with a force up to 5 times their body weight. It's been said that this force is enough to crack a tortoise's shell, delivering a deadly kick within a few milliseconds. I mean, if you're gonna stomp a snake to death, you'd better do it quick and hit hard before you regret tangling with them in the first place. Secretary birds have a face that's hard to miss, white plumage with brightly colored eyes and nose areas, and a bad hair day. Or is this a good hair day in the bird world? Secretary birds are one of the strangest looking birds you'll ever see, standing up to 4 feet tall with the head of an eagle and a body of a stork, kind of what you'd get if you somehow magically got those 2 birds to mate. I'd imagine this would be the spawn of such measures. These tap-dancing birds don't generally tear their prey to bits before eating them. They don't have that kind of time, so they typically swallow them whole. These birds of prey rarely fly, but trust me, they can, and they bear a strikingly similar takeoff and flight to flamingos. But they tend to only fly for more complicated things like, courtship display. And when successful in their courtship ritual, these birds mate for life, using the same nest year after year. In the rare times they do decide to fly, they take off like a plane on a runway, then soar through the air with their weapons of mass destruction, legs, sticking straight out behind them. They're for sure one of the weirdest avians in all of Africa. Take a look at this secretary bird. It's going about its usual business while wearing its signature black shorts when it spots something in the bushes. The animal tries to escape after it sees the bird, but once the secretary got its eyes fixed on prey, it's game over. And a snake is high on their list of must-have meals. After a very short brawl and a few kicks to the back of the head, the snake is eaten like fried noodles. You definitely can't fight back because it's fruitless. You can't outrun them thanks to their long legs, and you sure as heck can't catch a break. How are snakes supposed to go tanning and catch their own meals when they're surrounded by honey badgers and, you-know-who, secretary birds? Both these predators have developed defense mechanisms against snakes to be able to take on such deadly prey and come out relatively unscathed. Scale on their legs and feet make it near impossible for the snakes to land successful bites. Couple that with thick feathers protecting their body, these lanky birds are seemingly impenetrable as most bites end up in a mouthful of feathers. But can we take a minute to discuss how they came about that name? Obviously, they don't look like or act as secretary to the king of the jungle. You see, it's believed that they got their moniker because their crested head feathers look like historical secretaries who put their quill pens behind their ears. However, some other researchers believe the name may have originated from an Arabic word, sakr et ter, which scarcely means hunter birds. Whichever it is, these birds have surely got heads turning with their appearance and brute force. If you're like me, you might wonder how these raptors find it so easy to kill snakes. Well, secretary birds spread their wings, which could be as long as 200 centimeters, to appear big and also distract and prevent the snake from making a break for it. While the snake's busy focusing on their wings, they hit them with a sucker punch. I mean a kick. A kick punch. Is that a thing? Here's a fact you probably didn't know. Secretary birds are the only birds of prey that kill their prey by stomping. The only close second is the hawk, who punches their prey and renders them senseless.